Welcome to today's review of the T20 World Cup. Today is June 2nd. With me is Amit Khwaja. We're here for Over and Out for Dawn News English. I'm Sadi Raza here in Dallas, Texas. So two fantastic games, both yesterday and today. There's a saying, if you want anything done right, go to Texas. So I saw the India-Bangladesh match at Nassau County Stadium. So outfield was slow, the pitch was kind of two-paced, a little bit spongy. Um, wasn't the most enjoyable match. Now I know it was a warm-up, and then of course you came to the night fireworks in Texas, whereby stadium was fantastic, outfield was great. It was a belter of a wicket, and you had an absolute sensational start to the World Cup. So someone asked me why did they do U.S. Canada as the first game, and I had to tell them this is U.S. first played Canada in 1844. And that's recognized as the first ever international cricket game, and so they wanted to recreate that. But what a game! Go ahead, talk
Yeah,
us
I'm
through
not
it.
sure in 1844 we saw 400 runs almost scored in 40 overs. What a fantastic game. First, it was Canada really setting the tone with Navneet Dhaliwal, fabulous knock. And I was really impressed with the young left-hander, Nicholas Curtin. He made a great 50 as well. And then the wicketkeeper, 32 of 16, he played a fabulous knock. And I thought your boys were in a spot of bother. They're 194 in their allotted 20 overs. Canada came in strong, but Aaron Jones, what a knock. I think he got 90 of just 40 odd deliveries, 10 sixes, unbelievable batting. And they weren't like small sixes, they were all
Uh,
97, 99, 103 meters. He was absolutely belting it into the skies of Dallas. What a fabulous knock and what a great start to the World Cup.
it was all of his sixes were no doubters, and I think he tied the record for the second most sixes in a T20 innings. Initially, Canada broke the record for the most number of runs scored by an associate team in a T20 World Cup. The U.S., of course, by beating Canada, broke that record. Um, let's talk about the chase. The U.S. were in a spot of bother after 8 overs. They needed 147 off 72, so more than 12 runs per over. And then they went crazy. They scored 111 in the next 6 overs and basically chased down the game with overs to spare. It again goes to how, even in T20, when you need 12, 13, 14, 15 runs and over, you're never out of it. It just takes one person to get hot. And boy, did he get hot.
And it takes that one person to come in with a clear mindset as well. I thought Patel was just a bit too minded there. Of course, Taylor fell very early to Kaleem Sana, who bowled really well there with the new ball. But after 42 for 2, the way Andres Hughes and Aaron Jones just completely took the game away from Canada. They tried absolutely everything. The speedsters, the spinners, they were just, everybody was getting smashed. And well, what a way for the USA to make their T20 World Cup debut with the W. They're sitting right on top of the table right now, and India, Pakistan are looking up at them.
Yeah, so the net run rate's also very good. That partnership, 131 of 58 odd deliveries. And I think it all changed with that one no ball. That one
Yeah,
uh, that one no ball and then that free hit really changed the dynamic of that, and it sort of gave the U.S. confidence, and then it's a rolling stone just gathering moss. I think the U.S. plays Pakistan on Thursday in that same stadium. I think for it's going to be hard in Dallas for a team that bats first because I
you're
think it's just
absolutely.
so
I
easy
think
to chase.
I think that question we had in the back of our minds about the drop in pitches, I think we've understood they're going to be flat, they're going to be true, they're going to have great bounce and carry. But I think the extra pace of the Pakistani fast bowlers could cause them problems. But overall, we have definitely seen that the US has that batting firepower to go toe to toe with Pakistan, which is looking like a very under par and an undercooked unit here. I think they certainly have the firepower to match them in the batting. In the bowling, if Ali Khan can provide a miracle spell and get through our top order, you never know, anything can happen.
And we spoke in our preview about par scores. I think the par score in Dallas is probably around 210 based on what we saw last night. Let's come to the second game, Papua New Guinea against the West Indies in Guyana. Strange game given the morning timing. Stadium was empty. I think it's one of those where it's hard. West Indies were playing down to the level of the opposition, but boy, they almost got themselves in a spot of bother.
Absolutely, PNG invited to bat first. It was a crumbling dry wicket in Guyana, and even Robin Powell said at the toss, it's a fresh wicket. I'm not sure how it will behave, and it did misbehave a lot. There was a lot of turn and bounce on offer overhead skies in Guyana as well, so the ball was swinging too, and they were in a spot of bother there. PNG, they were 34 for 3 at the end of the power play, but then Say Bao, their left-hander, played a fabulous knock, getting the second ever half century for a PNG batter at the T20 World Cup. Some quick fire runs from the wicketkeeper as well took them to a below par score of 136. And believe me, if they had 150, I think the Windies well and truly could have lost the game here.
I think if not for Russ and Chase basically bailing them out at the end. It's interesting because we know that the one of the semifinals will be in Guyana.
Yeah.
And we also know that if India makes it to the semifinal stage, they're guaranteed to play in Guyana. It gives them a big competitive advantage knowing that this is a slow sort of turning wicket. They can certainly they could have named their 15-man squad with that in mind, and you've seen that they have more spinners than a lot of the other countries. Um, talk me through the Guyana wicket. Do you think this is how it's going to play throughout the tournament, or is there potential for change?
Well, if when Robin Powell said at the toss it's a fresh wicket, I'm like, okay, hang on, maybe there's a bit of nip and seam, but it was turning square almost there for the spinners, especially Gudakesh Moti was causing a lot of problems. Akil Hussain bowled really well as well. So if this is the behavior of a fresh wicket with the wear and tear we're going to see, of course, West Indies play Uganda on this track as well, and like you mentioned, India are slotted in for a semi-final here. I think they did very well to take Yuzvendra Chahal alongside Kuldeep Yadav, and they bolstered their spin ranks. They must have had an eye on Guyana as well.
But as we saw in the 2023 World Cup final, sometimes wickets like these can be great equalizers when you have a team which has the batting prowess of India. Thank you very much. We will do this again tomorrow. We'll recap the games then.